Okay, so now that you guys have a base of how to use Python, we're going to quickly go over how to use Linux so that you can put them both together to start next time on your first facial recognition. So we kind of went over this in class, but everyone kind of double click right here. So this is your file navigation and double click right here. This is what we call a terminal. Okay, so we went over this a lot last week. If you were here both days. So these are essentially the same thing. Okay, so watch this. If you type ls, that will list everything in the what we call the directory or the place you are. Okay, so right now I'm in home. Here I'm in home, and when I say list ls, it lists everything in my home directory. So desktop documents, downloads, desktop document downloads, they're the same thing. So if you want to, so if I wanted to double click into a folder, I said double click. Here's the deal. I can't double click here. So you're going to do CD and then you just write the name. So I want to go into documents. I'm going to press documents. Okay. The deal is if I wanted to go back, all I do is hit back here. If I wanted to go back over here, I type CD and then all I do is dot dot. Okay. There has to be a space, no caps. Boom. So watch this. I'm going to hit ls. There. I'm back to the home. And I'll go back and let's go back into the documents. Double click, CD documents. Here's the deal, okay? So if I want to get lazy, I can just say DO. So you see downloads and documents have both a DO in them, but no one else does. But then only documents that starts with the DOC, as you can see. No other person starts with DOC. So once I spell enough to where the computer already knows there's only one of those like that, I can hit tab and I'll finish for it. There we go. I hit ls, and then we see this Mr. Celli. There we go. So what you can do now is, you can CD into your own directory. So we'll say I'll double click here, and I'll also CD. There's only one folder, so if I just type M and hit tab, I can go directly into my folder, and there you go. You are now right here, and so the only other kind of cool thing is, so say you end up in no man's land, blah 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 blah. Maybe you went back a couple times, you have no idea what happened, and like you end up like somewhere like here. Okay, you can always just do CD squiggly dash. What that'll do is it'll get you back to home. Okay, so if you ever get stuck in no man's land, you can type CD squiggly dash. Okay, so even if I go somewhere else, I can go into my documents. There we go. I go into the folder. I'm in here. I can always do CD squiggly dash, and there you go. You'll end up at home. So now let's go. We're going to go into my folder, and I'm going to launch Jupyter Lab. Okay, because we're going to look at why this stuff is important in just a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a new file called Lesson 2 Paths and the Terminal. So all you got to do is you got to click New Launcher, click right here, and then let's right click, rename Lesson 2 Paths and I'll just call Terminal. Okay, so first thing we want to do, let's import that library I made for you guys. Import Celli face recognition as face. Okay, boom, there we go. So the deal is, as you remember, this has a bunch of functions I already wrote for you guys, and by saying import Celli recognition as face, I can just refer to the library as this short nickname face. So if I want to see all the functions in there, I just type dir face. Boom, shows me all the functions. Remember, I told you, the ones that have double underscores, you can ignore everything above that. These are the ones I wrote for you, okay? And so we are specifically going to look at, let's look at this one. So I see this one that says load image file. let's see, load image file right here, okay? So remember, you can double click, Control C copies, and I'm gonna write help. I wanna get what this function does. And remember, you always have to put the library name and a dot, and then let's see what this does. All right, imports the picture whose path you specify, automatically adjusts for pictures taken on cell phones that might be in a different orientation. Okay, so the only thing you have to pass it is the string, the path to the picture, okay, and it returns an object, which is just the picture object. So the deal is, what does it mean to be a path? So let me just show you real quick. Let's go get an image real quick. Let's see. I'll get one of Obama. Let's see if the internet is up and running. Images. Let's see. I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Let's see. I'm going to save image as. Okay, I'm just going to save it in my folder. And let's make we're going to go up here, we're going to make a new folder called images. Okay, and then let's just save it as Obama. Okay, perfect. So now, as I see, I should have an Obama JPEG. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, what does it mean to get the path? So if I say import OS, we're going to import this other library. And we're going to use this function called get CWD, stands for current working directory. Okay, so here's the deal. The squiggly means you're in the home deep learning, because we logged in with the deep learning username and password, and so we were here originally. That's what the squiggly is just short for saying this. And then we went into documents, and then we're in the Mr. Chelly folder. So that's what the get current directory is. We are inside the Mr. Chelly folder right now. And so the deal is your picture is in not this folder, but even further in the images. So here's some rules to keep in mind. So if you don't put squiggly dash in front of a path, it will start in the current folder your Jupyter Lab file is in. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, let's try talking about what the path is. So the deal is, if I don't put like squiggly dash in front of it, then it'll just start just looking in my whatever folder I'm in. I'm in this folder right now. So if I were to say face.load, and watch this, you can hit tab and it'll finish the function for you if you typed in, if there's no other function that starts with LOAD. And all I have to do is send it the path. So let me just try Obama.jpg. Okay, that's what it's called, Obama.jpg. And we're gonna talk about this later, but it's gonna turn an image object to us. So we'll say it's gonna throw back an image object. Let's store it in a variable. I'll hit enter. Doesn't work. It says no such file directory Obama.jpg. That's because look, we are right here, and there is no Obama.jpg right here. It's in the images folder. So the only thing we have to do is we have to come up here. We have to say images/Obama. That means, okay, I'm right here, but I need to go into images, and that's where my Obama is. So it says go into images. That's where my Obama is. So let's try it right now. Okay, perfect. The only other thing I want to kind of show you guys is it will work for if you put the longer path. I never like to do this, but it will work. So if I take this, let's copy this, and okay, the image object, face load image, I could put this whole big thing in front of it, and you always have to have forward slashes between the folders. So let's look at it. So I do home, deep learning, documents, Mr. Chelly, images, Obama. and it'll work as well. And watch, we can print out what the images are. This is just the pixels, and if we haven't gone over today, we'll go over it in a future lesson about what these pixels actually mean. But it shows you correctly loaded it. So I like just going the short route where it just searches for inside the folder you're in, and then if you need to go inside another folder, you just specify it, but you can do this longer way. So the path is just telling the computer, how do I get to the file you want, okay? If you don't put a slash, the computer's going to start in wherever you are. If you do put this slash in front of it, it's going to start at the base, and like I said, the dash squiggly, oops, Control Z undo. The dash squiggly means you'll start at your home directory. So watch, you could start, the other short way is, actually you can't do dash squigglies, so never mind. Ignore what I said. But that concludes it. There you go.